Hey dreamers, welcome back to your Dream Coach podcast. I'm Shayla Wey. I am a small business coach, growth strategist, and believer that your dream life starts the moment you lead like you mean it. This podcast is all about leadership, fulfillment, and growth. The three pillars I found are the heart of building a business and the life you actually love. Today, I'm diving into a topic that has been huge for me and so many of my clients: the seasons of business. Just like nature has spring, summer, fall, and winter, I've found that businesses go through their own seasons too. Some are about planting seeds, some are about grinding in the heat, some are about harvesting the fruits, and some are about resting and reflecting. And here's the truth: when you try to fight the season that you're in, when you expect harvest during winter or rest during spring, you burn out. So let's talk about how to grow with intention by honoring the season that you're in without sacrificing your fulfillment or your long-term vision. And quick reminder, if you want to go deeper into this work, you can join the LFG Business Academy on School for free. Inside, you will find my mini leadership series, plus tools and resources to help you lead with confidence, stay fulfilled, and grow without burning out. So the link is in the show notes, and you can check it out there. But let's jump into today's topic. I want to start with season one being spring and about planting the seeds. Spring in business is all about planting. It's the season of new beginnings, fresh ideas, and setting the groundwork for future growth. And what I found is that in this season, you're often experimenting, testing offers, networking, creating visibility. It's exciting, but it can also feel slow because you're not harvesting results yet. The key here is patience. So we need to trust that the seeds you're planting now will grow later. And so leadership is about having vision when there's no visible fruit yet, which is easier said than done. Definitely easier said than done. I was talking to a client last night who has an amazing vision. And the analogy he used is, Shayla, I can see the forest. And when I look at the forest, it's beautiful. It's lush. It's amazing. But when I look at one tree, I feel like I'm completely, off task of where we're growing. And so it is key to take a step back and look at, in this situation, the forest and what we want to build, and know that we have to trust the process of having patience to really know that the seeds we're planting are going to grow with that consistency. The second season is summer, and this is putting in the work. Summer is the grind season. The seeds are in the ground, and now it's time to water, weed, and show up consistently. This is when you double down on discipline, systems, and daily actions. So I found that this is where burnout can sneak in if you're not careful. Summer feels hot and heavy. It's about resilience, though, and consistency. But here's the key: is don't mistake busyness for productivity. The best leaders learn to work smarter in summer, not just harder. And so fulfillment in this season comes from remembering why you planted the seeds in the first place. The third season is fall, harvesting and celebrating. So fall is when you finally get to harvest the fruits of your labor. Clients sign, opportunities open, revenues grow. It's the rewarding season. And I have seen so many entrepreneurs skip right past it onto the next goal without stopping to celebrate. And what I have found is that when you don't pause to celebrate your harvest, you can rob yourself of fulfillment. You start believing success is never enough. Leadership in this season means slowing down long enough to acknowledge the wins and show gratitude with your team, your clients, and yourself. And our fourth season is winter, where we rest and reflect. So winter is the season so many entrepreneurs resist. It feels like nothing is happening. Clients slow down, sales dip, the pace softens, but winter is necessary. It's when you rest, when you reflect, and when you prepare for your next spring. So I've learned the hard way that if you don't honor winter, burnout will force one on you. Growth requires recovery. And this is the season for leadership development, personal growth, deepening your vision, and fulfillment comes from giving yourself that permission to pause. It is one of these things that I see as a pattern in a lot of very successful, highly driven entrepreneurs and leaders, is the fact that we always need to be going to the next level, the next level, the next level. And what I've seen from a variety of businesses is that as leaders, when we do take a moment to pause, we come back stronger, more clear, and really more fulfilled. And there's a few reasons for this, okay? And a couple of the things is the sustainability is that seasons allow us to sustain growth. And what I found is that when you recognize business has seasons, you stop expecting nonstop hustle. So you allow yourself to ebb and flow, and that creates sustainability, which is such a big key to long-term growth. I remember listening to a podcast years ago about being in fight or flight, and we can't be in one or the other for a long period of time without burning out. So we can definitely push hard in seasons, but it's not sustainable forever. So it doesn't mean we totally slack off and do nothing, but we give ourselves periods where we really push harder and we just expect to work longer days, and then seasons where we can relish in a bit of the calm and be just really focusing on consistency. The other reason is that each season teaches different lessons. Spring teaches us patience, summer teaches us discipline, fall teaches us gratitude, and then winter teaches us reflection. So leadership grows when you embrace all four. And if you skip a season, you miss the lessons that make you a stronger entrepreneur. The third reason is seasons protect fulfillment. Fulfillment comes from balance, or balancing, as I like to say. And if you try to live in perpetual summer, you'll burn out. If you live in perpetual winter, you'll be stagnant. So recognizing the season helps you lean into what matters most in the moment, whether that's working, resting, planting, or harvesting. The fourth reason is seasons keep you from comparison. One of the biggest traps I see is comparing your summer to someone else's fall, or your winter to someone else's spring. And what I've learned is that when you honor your season, you stop measuring yourself by someone else's timeline, and that's so powerful. The fifth reason is seasons allow growth with grace. At the end of the day, the seasons of business remind us that growth isn't linear, it's cyclical, and that's okay. You don't have to sprint endlessly to prove your worth. You just have to stay present in the season that you're in and trust the process. So here's my reflection question for you today is, what season of business are you in right now? Are you in a stage of business where you're planting seeds in the spring? Are you grinding in summer? Are you celebrating in fall? Or are you resting in winter? And how can you honor that season instead of fighting it? Because when you align your leadership, your fulfillment, and your growth with the season you're in, you create a beautiful rhythm that allows you to grow without burning out. So if this episode resonated with you, I'd love to see you inside the LFG Business Academy on School. It's completely free. And that's where I'm going to share more resources like the mini leadership series to help you lead well, stay fulfilled, and grow sustainably. The link is in the show notes, so come and join us. And thank you again for spending time today with me on your Dream Coach podcast. If you love this episode, share it with someone who's navigating their own season of business. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. It helps us reach more dreamers like you. And as always, because your dream life starts with the way you lead, the way you live, and the way you grow. I will see you next time.